guys, you're watching SeptumSin versus the world. I'm SeptumSin, and I am here for another director spotlight. Well, spotlight, I should just say. Today we're spotlighting Steve Rudzinski. He is a director, actor, producer, does a lot of things. Look up his IMDb, you'll be able to see it. Now, I particularly liked having this one as I have a good portion of his stuff on physical media. Now, the first one is the exception to the rule. Everybody after this is this and onward is just what I have of theirs on physical media because it is a physical media channel. So we're going to take a look at the catalog as I have it. I have most of it. I've actually seen most of it. And I've seen a lot of the stuff that's not available on physical. So this is going to be kind of fun to enjoy a walkthrough here. I'm going to talk to you about how you can get it. Well, it's actually pretty simple. You just go to the Store Envy page for Silver Spotlight, I want to say. I don't know why I always think Searchlight, but I think it is Silver Spotlight. Yes, Silver Spotlight. And you will be able to get most of these that you see here. And if you cannot get this particular edition, I guarantee you there will be a version of it somewhere else in that shop. So, Steve Rudzinski is known for doing a lot of cool things, a lot of Easter eggs, a lot of what people might call nerdy things when it comes to their movies, and I really love it. I'm hoping that eventually he's going to do like a tabletop role-playing style movie, because then that would allow me to feature him on the tabletop horror series that we're doing. But we haven't had one yet. We skirted around it, but we haven't had one yet. But there's a couple of things that I know he likes. He likes cats, he likes Christmas, and he likes a lot of references. So let's dig on in, shall we? So the first we have here is it has some things that are going to be a little bit out of order, and the reason why they're a little out of order is because I'm covering the physical media. Some of these are later than others. I want to say Slasher Hunters is first, then Everyone Must Die, and then The Survivors, if I'm remembering correctly. So, Slasher Hunters is hilarious. I first saw Slasher Hunters on another disc that I'll be getting to a little bit later. And it's about, all these really are about the same group of slasher hunters, which is a bunch of people. They hunt horror movie slashers, and the slashers in it are kind of takes on things like Freddy, Jason, etc. And Everyone Must Die kind of talks about this other group that they kind of try to move beyond the slashers and become kind of this organization, this evil organization. And then you've got the Survivors, who are a bunch of people with the survivor gene in it, like, Last Girl, all that stuff. All of them are incredibly funny. You can tell that some of this is the earlier work because of camera quality and some of that stuff, but overall, it's still great as far as watching is concerned. It's very enjoyable. I love the concept. I haven't seen much from this particular group or story for a while now, which is kind of sad because I love how it kind of filters into some of the universe. I love the universe connecting. All of these films, to my knowledge, are interconnected. So all of these theoretically are occurring in the same universe. The heroes and villains of Everyone Must Die still exist in one form or another if they're still alive in Carousel 3. So just as a head on that. But these are amazing Blu-rays because they come with a lot of special features. So let me talk about those real quick. Let's see, for this one you have About End, trailers, new film commentary, original end commentary, bloopers, peaked alternative takes, music videos, and more. He usually does do a lot of his own music in this, and it shows. You can see this. I love the way they have it done. I am quite happy with this 10th anniversary collection. It has a lot of the cool stuff all in one place, though I believe you can still get them separately. I would just get it here because it's probably the best version of the whole. Alright, so next up, we have Super Task Force 1, which is kind of his take on the Power Rangers. Essentially, you've got this guy who, there used to be this group of Power Rangers type guys, and they were kind of eliminated, but there was one that has the power that he can kind of like be as powerful as all of them together. And this guy finds this particular one so that he has to kind of go out on his own. They even have a big old Zord fight at the end. It's extremely entertaining. If you know anything about Power Rangers or Sentai shows, this does pull a lot of that from this. It is highly fun. I was never big into them, but I got most of the jokes, and I just think it's hilarious on all levels. This has, of course, a trailer, show opener, cast and crew commentary, suit up, and how the movie came to be. Again, I thought this was incredibly good for the budget involved. When you've got some CG work, when you have hardly any budget, that's a very impressive thing. So, awesome right there. So another one, this was the last one I've watched, to tell you the truth, which was Captain Z, then the Terror of the Leviathan. I do not know why it took me so long to get to this one. I really don't. I mean, it's a really good one. I really enjoy it. It's about this, basically, this guy, Captain Z. He had to stop this evil cult from pulling this Leviathan from the lake, and he got brought back later on. He's a man out of time to try and stop evil in the future times. So this one also has a great number of bonus features, bloopers, origins, Captain Z, commercials. This is also based off of like a commercial. Captain's Life for Me, cast crew interviews, The Killer, and Everyone Must Die Short. So you get one of those, which is there. Creator commentary, cast commentary, and trailers. So some fun stuff on that. Very good stuff. Alright, so not everything is a banger in a collection for me, and I am usually relentlessly honest about it. To my advantage or detriment, depends on how you look at it. But we are at last to Red Christmas. So focus. So, as you can see, one is not quite like the others. Red Christmas is a torture porn. That's it. That's the whole of it. You got a murderer, and she kind of goes about it. You get to walk through with her as she tortures and kills a guy. It does tie into the slasher hunters. The ending kind of saves it for me. I do feel it's kind of cool because this kind of corrupts Christmas, and it really does go way out of his comfort zone, in my opinion. This is very, very much different from anything I've seen from this director. Even the Carousel films, which are straight out horror, well, comedy horror, but are not like this. So I give him a lot of credit, and I do think that if you are into that sort of thing, you will like this film. The thing that does appeal to me on this is it does attach to the slasher hunters, and in a way that I find hilarious. It does include the Survivor short film, so if you didn't get the other one, this is how I actually saw Survivors first. I saw it through here. Has behind the scenes. It has the Slasher Hunter short as well. So really and truly, if you have this, you've got most of what's on here. The only thing that you don't have on there is Everyone Must Die, which is a shame if you leave that out. So, you know, this has some value to it. I think it does have some value in the world at large, but God help us. This one was a hard one to sit through. It's not one I'll be watching every Christmas. I may not watch it again unless I have a reason for it. So one I will be watching again is Carousel. You know, I didn't know a lot about Steve Rudzinski before a certain one I'll be telling you about in the future, but I did know about Carousel first because it did get on a lot of other people's radar. I mean, it's about an evil killer carousel horse. And he's going around killing all these teens at a party. I thought this was incredibly clever, tongue-in-cheek comedy. Out of the three films, this is far more horror than them. Whereas the others, it's more percentage on comedy than horror. This is more percentage on horror than comedy. But it still has a lot of comedic moments. I love the voice of Duke. I don't know why. That's Duke. And just in general, if you like cheesy B horror, not necessarily even micro-budget horror, I'm talking like just B horror in general, I think you will love this film. This is a trilogy that you should watch. If you loved Thanksgiving, that series, you'll probably watch the other two and really get more out of it than what you like here. I can see a lot of people stopping here. That's a mistake, but I can see people stopping here. But this one should not be ignored. So, we get to get away from that, and we get to go into part of what got me into Steve Rudzinski in the first place, which is the first of the Meowie double features. So we have our first film, A Meowie Christmas, with Gizmo Cat, or Mr. Whiskers, Miss Whiskers, as we find out the cat's female. And of course, the second film in the Meowie quadrilogy, A Meowie Halloween. Now, I cannot remember A Meowie Halloween, I've only seen it once. But I've watched A Meowie Christmas, and I probably will watch A Meowie Christmas every year at Christmas. It's just a fun one. It's cheesy, it's cheap, it's just, in general, a good time. It's about this cat and the rat that the cat hangs out with. And eventually, you know, as pets move on, it's just all the pets of the household hanging out together, doing stuff, solving crimes, and eventually getting into the multiverse. Now, these two don't really fly into that as much. I think that both of these are pretty good standalone watches and are just, in general, fun. I can't say that about the other two, but I will say that if you want to get into these, but you don't really want to get into the multiverse stuff, get this. This gives you both the first and second movie in the series, and they're worth your time. So the next two are A Meowie St. Patrick's Day and A Meowie Christmas Vacation. Don't start with this. Let me show you this one first real quick. That's the I love these posters. I put those posters on my wall. Meow harder. So, when we get to here, really the story is very convoluted. I don't dislike it, but I do feel like a lot more is necessary to get enjoyment out of these. I think if you watch this one and this one back to back, you're okay. But in truth, these two are all I need. Though I would love to see a little bit more from the Meowie universe. We did a lot of plunking into it, and there's a little bit more as we go. But still, these are decent. these are not annual watches for me, though I do plan on revisiting them all in order in the future in Schlockaholics. So we take a break from Yowie to get into Carousel 2. I love these Blu-rays. There's also a trilogy set, I believe, for sale. But I love these Blu-rays. They're really good. They're worth the price. They have a lot of extras on it. I don't think these have a ton of extras on them, but you get 2 movies per, so it's not bad. And this one you've got audio commentary, cast and crew interviews, behind the scenes VFX tests, filmmaking in pandemic, carousel game unboxing, silver spotlight retrospect 10 years later. Yeah, there's a card game that he has that kind of incorporates the universe, so it's something that you might check into as well. This one expands a little bit on the lore of Duke. Duke becomes less of a villain in this one and something different. Like I say, it's kind of almost like how Thanksgiving goes from Thanksgiving to Thanksgiving 3. There's a lot of similarity to me with this, except this is way better. Way better. So, up next is the final thing, the SteveBuster.com collection, Volume 1, which has a Meowie Dark timeline. It really shows how these all converge with Carousel, the Meowie movies, Super Task Force 1, all of them, and that's kind of cool. I do want to watch this now that I've seen everything, because I watched this a little bit earlier on, before I even watched the Carousel movies. This also has Lost in Cleveland, which is a fun little film. You can stream directly from all these from $2.99 a month. I kind of like this kind of like blockbuster looking thing. Again, if you really get into the whole like multiverse stuff that they set up in the later 2 Meowie movies, this is really good to follow up on. I do feel it does do a good job of following up. It has a fun villain. I just wish that they'd continued to expand on it. Maybe in the future they will. I mean, Gizmo Cat is still with us. So, with that, there is hope. So the movie that got me into him, and probably most people into him at this point, is One Chainsaw Award. It's pretty big. It is Amityville Christmas Vacation. This film has no right being as fun as it is. It really does. I collect everything Amityville. We're going to do an Amityville video. We're going to do an Amityville series on the channel eventually. I don't know why. But this is probably the best of the non-canon Amityville films I have watched. I even made an Amityville film. It's not as good as this. It is fun. It pulls off the characters of the Meowie universe, and having him find this ghost, and instead of him having to fight the ghost or struggle with it, he ends up dating the ghost. It just is, it's cute, it's wholesome, it's very Christmassy. This, whereas a Meowie Christmas I probably will watch most years, but I could skip it on occasion. This is not skippable. This is a part of my must-watch Christmas timeline. There are some movies that I watch every year, like Home Alone, well, I don't know why I just left that one up there. But there's a list. There is a list. And this one is on the list. So Grumpy Cat's Worst Christmas Ever. So now we're into the 2 that he released this year, which the first is Shingles, the movie. Now this one is very much a Goosebumps slash Are You Afraid of the Dark homage, and it really is good. Oh, this one has an audio commentary trailer. So this one here has audio commentary, bloopers, WTF Clyde, and trailers. So this is really good. This is very ambitious. I really enjoyed it. Staffing, I mean, the cast is phenomenal. The song at the end is amazing. And if you love those original things, you'll love this. It's just, in general, a fun little horror comedy that it just warms my heart. I have to watch it again before the next year's out. But finally, we get to the conclusion of the Carousel trilogy, the third Carousel. It brings back stuff that I was excited about from the second one. It does follow up on a lot of storylines. I believe that this is one of his favorite of the films. It's not my favorite of the films, but it is still fun. I feel like it does work a little bit into the multiverse, but it does mostly hit where we are in the Carousel universe. Once you got the audio commentary, the retrospective on the trilogy, the Rye Hard short, which is funny, Rye Hard full color, and then music video and trailers. I do like that they go in depth with the whole mascot thing. It's in general just a fun movie series overall. I would recommend getting the trilogy, especially if you don't have it. Get the trilogy set. You won't be sorry. Well, I hope that's enjoyable, and you too can get all of this at Silver Spotlight. So check it out, or go to stevebuster.com and stream a lot of this stuff. I mean, if that's your fancy. I would prefer you buy the physical, because physical media should be out there. But you gotta stream. So enjoy all of this, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
This is the end of the show. We hope you liked it though. We had our spend of time afraid it's almost time to go. This is the end of the show, but we felt you'd like to know. A bunch of friends right to the end. Our link just down below. This is the end of the show, so help us let you know. 'Cause here's Jake to say the things we thought just couldn't go.
And now we would like to take a moment to thank our friends at the Rebel Gaming Club for our rollicking opening number that has been gracing our videos for some time now. And we want to thank all our friends who come out for various projects and what have you. We have numerous links below, and we very much encourage you to check them out and give the other people a visit as well.